You know when you're like, am I on? Can I see a red light? Yes, I can. I'm here. How are you? It's nice to see you again. I am back again because I want to talk about a Jo Malone perfume, which I don't talk about enough. And it's really good, and it's really good for winter, and it's just such a great fragrance. It's great for fragrance combining. It's really rich and opulent and lovely and wonderful for winter. And it's just generally a great perfume. And I feel like it's a bit of a hidden gem of the Jo Malone collection. So we're gonna get into it. So I am talking about Jo Malone London Myrrh Tonka. Ta-da, here it is. So beautiful, I'm wearing it already. It's so pretty, I love this one. I've been wearing this one a lot recently. I think I kind of forgot about it during the summer. It's very much a winter fragrance, but do you know what? In the winter, it really comes into its own and just gets you, you know? It just gets you. So this perfume, Myrrh Tonka, it contains notes of lavender, myrrh and tonka. It also contains notes of warm almond and vanilla. So it is quite rich and smoky and opulent and mysterious. It's kind of quite incensey. I wouldn't call it quite oudy, but it's quite incensey. I think that's the myrrh, which is just rich and deep and dark and, I don't know, kind of resinous in a different way. And then the tonka is quite earthy, but also quite sweet. And then the almond and vanilla are obviously quite intoxicating and quite addictive and just quite delicious. I have to say, the lavender, I really can't smell lavender in this perfume. I don't know why. I just never pick up on the lavender, which is really weird because normally when top notes hit you normally, but I just never get lavender from this perfume, which is quite a nice thing because as much as I love lavender, I don't necessarily go for perfumes with lavender in. Anyway, so this is from the Cologne Intense collection. As I'm sure you already know, the Cologne Intense collection is a small collection of the Jo Malone range, which is kind of a bit richer, a bit deeper, a bit darker, a bit more intense. The fragrances tend to be a little bit rarer. They tend to be a little bit more long lasting. They don't tend to be very like citrusy. They tend to be a bit more like ouds and incenses and ambers and woods and just a little bit more like mysterious, you know? They have that vibe. They are also a little bit more expensive. So a 100ml bottle is £122, whereas from the classic collection, you get 100ml for I think £98. I obviously have the 50ml, which I can't remember the price of. I want to say it's either like 68 or 78. Maybe 78? I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I'll put the price below. Anyway, so the perfume, it's gorgeous. It's really like rich and warm and comforting, and it's quite addictive. There is a sweetness to it, and it does have that like vanilla-y gourmandy feel, but it's definitely not too sweet. It's definitely not youthful. It's warm and lovely, and the kind of the sweetness of the almond and vanilla contrasts really nicely with the kind of the richness of like the myrrh and the tonka and the heaviness of the myrrh and the tonka. And together it just kind of makes this kind of like, I don't know, rich, dark, opulent, kind of quite mysterious, quite exotic kind of feeling perfume, but it just kind of gives it that sweetness and that kind of playfulness, which is just what makes it so magical. If you are a big fan of Jo Malone, you will probably be into fragrance combining. I would say this one combines really nicely with red roses, just to kind of add that like that real rich floraliness to it. Also combines very well with poppy and barley. It's one of my favorite Jo Malone perfumes. I love poppy and barley, and this is really good. It kind of makes poppy and barley a little bit more wintry. If you love that perfume but you just kind of want to take it from kind of summer and autumn into winter, you can definitely do that with Myrrh Tonka. I would say Myrrh Tonka also, what could you combine it with? Probably blackberry and bay. I think you could do something quite special there. And maybe something a little bit bergamoty as well. Like oud and bergamot. It might be too similar, but I feel like you could kind of get a little bit of like, I don't know, just something a little bit more kind of like fancy. I don't know. I think it could combine quite nicely with that. Do you know what you could also combine it with? I reckon you could combine it with velvet rose and oud. That would probably be really nice. Oh, and it would probably combine really nicely with the new rose and magnolia. Do you know what? This is just generally a really great combiner. I would say the sea salt and wood sage is a great combiner for making fragrances a little bit more fresh and coastal and breezy. This is a great combiner if you want to make your perfumes a little bit more rich and intense and deep and dark. Does that make sense? Am I rambling on? Anyway, it's a great fragrance combiner. It's great for making your summer fragrances a little bit more wintry, a little bit like edgier and darker and smokier. And also it kind of reminds me of a cross between cardamom and mimosa and incense and cedrat. Now, incense and cedrat has since been discontinued. I think people found it just a little bit too incensey and a little bit too dark and heavy and smoky. This does have that dark heaviness and smokiness, but it's just a little softer. It's a little bit more cushioned. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit more velvety. It's got the sweetness in it. So it's a bit like incense and cedrat, but just softer and smoother and warmer, and it's more like a hug. Do you know what I mean? And then it also reminds me of cardamom and mimosa, because that's quite like warm and exotic, and it's got that sweetness and it's got that playfulness, but I would say it's less playful and it's less young than mimosa and cardamom. Or cardamom and mimosa, which one is it? Cardamom and mimosa. That one I love, but I do think it's a little young for me. This one is a nice bridge between the two. So if you like that kind of warm richness of cardamom and mimosa, and you like that kind of heavy smokiness of incense and cedrat, but neither are quite right, I would say this is a great middle ground between the two. What else have we got to say? Generally, it's just warm and it's sweet and it's delicious and it's soft, but it's really potent. It's just a really wonderful concoction of loads of great things. And I would say you can wear it in the day, you can also wear it in the night. It's a great fragrance combiner. It's just an all-round good one. And it's one that I just hadn't really considered how much I loved of it. So I thought it was time I did a video. Anyway, that is my video. That's me done. So that is my video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. It really does like help me out, as they say. Please do come back and then watch more of my videos. And also, if you like Jo Malone, please do let me know which one's your favorite, because I'm also a big Jo Malone fan and I always love hearing what people love the most. My favorites include Red Roses, Wild Fig and Cassis, Dark Amber and Ginger Lily, Blackberry and Bay, Pomegranate Noir, oh, and Dark Amber and Ginger Lily. They're my favorites. What are yours? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It was lovely to see you. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye.